His laptop sat on my kitchen counter like a loaded gun. Some people in my family still think I went too far with what I did next. After everything you're about to hear, I want to know what you think. My ex-husband Daniel left it there during custody pickup. 8-year-old Marcus ran back inside for his soccer cleats, and Daniel followed him, already checking his phone. He set the laptop down, grabbed Marcus's hand, and left, just walked out. I heard his car pull away before I even noticed the silver MacBook still sitting there, open, screen dark. I should have called him immediately. That's what a reasonable person would do. I carried it to the counter and pressed the power button to wake it, just to shut it down properly. That's what I told myself. The screen lit up. Bank transfer confirmations. Recent transactions page still logged in. My finger was already moving to close it when I saw the account name. Marcus Chen Trust. Our son's investment account. My hand stopped. Transfer confirmed, $92,000. Destination account, Daniel Chen Personal Checking. Date, 6 months ago. September 15th, 2024. I set the laptop down very carefully. Then I picked up my phone and called Patricia Reyes, my attorney, the same attorney who handled our divorce 2 years ago, the same attorney who wrote the ironclad custody agreement Daniel signed. Before he picks Marcus up next week, I said, you need to see something. Let me tell you how we got here. The real beginning. I met Daniel when I was 24. He was 28, working in wealth management at his father's firm, old money, the kind of family that said summer as a verb and had a lake house that slept 12. His mother wore pearls to breakfast. I was a junior accountant at a mid-size firm downtown. My parents owned a dry cleaning business in Queens. We were comfortable, but we weren't country club comfortable. Daniel's mother, Linda, made sure I understood the difference. The first time I met her was at their house in Greenwich. This was before the engagement. Daniel had invited me for Sunday brunch. The house had 14 rooms, I counted. Linda walked me through the garden while Daniel helped his father with something in the study, just the two of us. September afternoon, warm sun, her hand light on my elbow. Daniel tells us you work in accounting, she said. I do, corporate tax mostly. That's lovely, very practical, she smiled. Have you thought about what you'll do after children? I was 24, we'd been dating 6 months. I haven't really thought that far ahead, I said. Of course not, you're young. She stopped walking, turned to face me. But Daniel will need a wife who understands what our family expects. Someone who can manage a household, represent him well. Someone who makes his life easier, not more complicated. I smiled. I said thank you for having me. I helped clear the brunch dishes. That night, Daniel asked what I thought of his mother. She's very elegant, I said. What I thought was, I will never be enough for this family. What I didn't know yet was, I didn't want to be. We got engaged 8 months later. His father gave him his grandmother's ring. Platinum, 2-carat emerald cut diamond, circa 1945. It was appraised at $48,000. Linda told me this while fastening the clasp on the matching bracelet she'd had made for me. You're part of the family now, she said. I wore the ring. I planned the wedding Linda wanted. 200 guests, club venue, live orchestra. My mother cried when I told her the budget, not happy tears. Sweetheart, that's more than our house cost, she said. It's what his family expects. Is it what you expect? I didn't answer that. The wedding was in June, beautiful, perfect. I looked at the photos later and couldn't find a single picture where I looked genuinely happy. Elegant, yes. Composed, but not happy. We honeymooned in Italy 2 weeks. When we got back, Daniel's father offered him a partnership track position. We bought a house in Westport, 4 bedrooms, good school district. Daniel's parents paid the down payment, a gift, they said. Linda helped me decorate. Helped is a generous word. She hired the designer. She selected the furniture. I came home one day to find she'd had all my college furniture removed and donated. You're a Chen now, she said. You can't have IKEA in the living room. I got pregnant with Marcus a year later. Planned. Linda was thrilled. Finally, she said, touching my still flat stomach. A grandchild. She threw me a baby shower. 70 women I barely knew. Games I didn't want to play. A gift registry she'd created without asking me. When I opened the boxes later, I realized she'd returned half of what my friends gave me and replaced them with things she preferred. My friend Jen pulled me aside at the shower. We'd gone to college together. She worked in software sales, made good money, wore jeans to client meetings. Are you okay? She asked. I'm fine. Why? You just seem different, quiet. I'm pregnant and surrounded by 70 strangers playing games about baby poop. How should I seem? She laughed, but she kept looking at me with this concerned expression. Seriously though, she said, when's the last time you did something just because you wanted to? I couldn't remember. Marcus was born in March. £7, healthy, perfect. Daniel's parents came to the hospital with a trust fund already set up. $50,000 initial investment. For his education, they said. We'll add to it every birthday, Daniel's father said. By the time he's 18, it'll be substantial. I was holding my 6-hour-old son, still wearing a hospital gown, and they were talking about investment portfolios. But I smiled. I said thank you. I signed the papers they put in front of me. Joint trustees, myself and Daniel, that becomes important later. The first 3 years of Marcus's life are a blur. I took maternity leave, 6 months. Then Linda suggested I might want to stay home full-time. Daniel makes plenty, she said. Marcus needs his mother. What she meant was, your career is inconvenient to our family image. I went back to work anyway. Part-time at first. My old firm took me back, reduced hours. I worked from home twice a week, office 3 days. We hired a nanny. Linda hated that. Strangers raising our grandchild, she said at Sunday dinner. Daniel's whole family was there. His sister Ashley, her husband, their 2 kids. She's not a stranger, I said. She has 15 years of experience and excellent references. Still, Linda cut her fish into precise small bites. Nothing replaces a mother's care. Ashley looked at me with sympathy, actual sympathy. That surprised me. Later, helping with dishes, Ashley said quietly, she did the same thing to me. I went back to work when Emma was 6 months old. Mom didn't speak to me for 3 weeks. What did you do? I waited. She got over it. Ashley dried a wine glass. She always does, just don't let her make you feel guilty for wanting a career. That was kind. I appreciated it. What I didn't know then was that Ashley had already started skimming from the estate. Small amounts. 5,000 here, 8,000 there. Our grandmother had left a complicated trust, and Ashley was the executor. She thought no one would notice. I noticed. I was an accountant. Of course I noticed, but I didn't say anything. Not then. Marcus turned 4. The trust fund had grown to $98,000. Birthday contributions, investment returns. Daniel's father was good at this part, making money grow. I started taking on more clients at work. Tax season, I was pulling 60-hour weeks. Daniel complained. Marcus barely sees you, he said. He sees me every morning and every evening. Plus weekends. That's not the same. It's the same time you see him. I'm working. So am I. He looked at me like I'd said something confusing. It's different, he said. I didn't argue, I just worked. I was good at it, better than good. I had 3 clients personally request me for their quarterly reviews. My boss mentioned partner track. Linda heard about it somehow. Family dinner, Sunday, roast chicken, asparagus, her famous potatoes. Daniel tells us you're being considered for partner, she said. It's preliminary, probably 2 years away. That's wonderful. She didn't sound like it was wonderful. Of course, partner means more hours, more travel. Some travel, not much. And Marcus? Marcus will be fine. Lots of kids have 2 working parents. Lots of kids don't have a choice. She set down her fork, looked at me directly. You do. Daniel's father cleared his throat, changed the subject to golf. But the message was clear. I made partner 18 months later. Youngest in the firm, they announced it at a company dinner. Formal event, downtown hotel. Daniel came, wore a suit, smiled for pictures. On the drive home, he was quiet. You okay? I asked. Fine. You seem upset. I'm not upset. He kept his eyes on the road. I just think you could have told me how serious this was before you accepted. I did tell you. You said you were being considered. You didn't say it was definite. It wasn't definite until tonight. You know what I mean. I didn't actually, but I was too tired to fight. Marcus started first grade that fall. Smart kid. Loved math. Loved soccer, had Daniel's dark hair and my mother's smile. Teachers loved him. Daniel's career was fine. Good. He was doing well at the firm, but he wasn't a partner. His father was. His uncle was. Daniel was senior associate and likely to stay there. I don't think that mattered to him until I made partner. After that, things shifted. Small things first. He stopped asking about my work, stopped coming to company events. When people asked what his wife did, he'd say, she's in accounting, like it was embarrassing. Linda got worse. Sunday dinners became weekly performance reviews. How was Marcus doing in school? Was I packing healthy lunches? Had I noticed he seemed tired lately? Children need routine, she said. Stability. He has routine. Same bedtime every night, same morning schedule. I mean emotional stability. A present mother. My friend Evelyn saw right through it. Evelyn Chen, no relation to Daniel despite the last name. She owned the office building where my firm leased space. 62 years old, 3 grown kids, built a commercial real estate portfolio from nothing. She wore sneakers with business suits and kept orchids in her office. We'd started having coffee every few weeks. She'd stop by my office, ask if I wanted to take a walk. One afternoon, November, cold enough to see our breath, she said, "Can I tell you something?" Of course. I've built a lot in my life. 3 buildings in Manhattan, 2 in Brooklyn, put all my kids through college without loans. I'm proud of that. You should be. But you know what I'm most proud of? She stopped walking, looked at me. I never let anyone convince me I was selfish for wanting it. I didn't say anything. I see women like you, she said. Smart, capable, apologizing for taking up space. Don't do that. The world will try to make you smaller. Don't help them. She squeezed my arm. We walked back to the building. I thought about that conversation for weeks. Marcus turned 7. The trust fund had grown to $116,000. Good returns, steady contributions. I checked it quarterly. Habit. Daniel and I were fighting more, not screaming fights. Cold silences. Separate bedrooms 3 nights a week. He said I worked too much. I said he resented my success. We were both right. Marriage counseling lasted 4 sessions before Daniel quit. This isn't helping, he said. We've barely started. I don't think talking about our feelings is the issue here. Then what is? He didn't answer. I filed for divorce in January, 2 years ago. Quiet, clean, we used mediators, not courtroom drama. Split assets, custody agreement. Marcus would live with me primarily, Daniel every other weekend and Wednesday nights. The trust fund stayed joint trustees. That was the agreement. Neither of us could touch it without both signatures. For Marcus's education only. Patricia Reyes wrote the custody agreement. Every detail, every contingency, I paid her well. If he violates anything in this document, she said, we own him. Understand? I understood. The divorce finalized in April. Daniel moved to Stamford, rented a condo, started dating someone new by June. Rebecca, 32, worked in marketing, very blonde. Linda blamed me for everything. You destroyed this family, she said. Last Sunday dinner I attended. Just the 2 of us in her kitchen. She'd asked me to come early, help with dessert. Daniel and I both wanted the divorce, I said, because you put your career first, you always have. That's not true, isn't it? She turned from the counter. You made partner, you got what you wanted, and now my grandson has a broken home. Marcus is fine, he's happy. He's 7 years old, he doesn't know what he's lost yet. I left before dinner started. Texted Daniel I wasn't feeling well. He didn't respond. I stopped going to family dinners after that. Daniel would pick up Marcus, bring him there, bring him back, that was fine. Marcus liked his grandmother, his cousins. I didn't need to be there, but I heard things. Marcus would come home with comments. Grandma says you work a lot. I do work, that's how I take care of us. She says Daddy doesn't see me enough because you made him move away. Daddy moved to Stamford because he wanted to. It's 20 minutes away. He can see you whenever he wants. Marcus looked confused, 7 years old, trying to make sense of adult problems. Am I allowed to love both of you? He asked. I pulled him into a hug, held him tight. You are allowed to love everyone, I said. This is not your fault. None of this is your fault. 6 months after the divorce, I took on a new client. Major corporation, complex international tax structure. 6-figure contract. I brought in 2 junior accountants to help. My firm's managing partner called me into his office. This is impressive work, he said. We're thinking about expanding the international division. Would you be interested in heading it? Yes. It would mean more responsibility, more travel. I understand. And your son? My son will be fine. I have excellent childcare and a detailed custody arrangement. He nodded, looked relieved I wasn't going to make it complicated. I took the position. Salary increase, better office, small team reporting to me. I was 34 years old. Evelyn took me to lunch to celebrate. You know what I like about you, she said, pouring wine. You don't ask permission. Should I? God, no, that's my point, she smiled. When I started buying buildings, people kept asking if my husband approved. I'd say he approves of me being successful. They never knew how to respond to that. Did he approve? He died before I bought the first one. Heart attack, age 51. Left me with 3 kids and $60,000 in debt. She took a sip of wine. Best thing that could have happened to me financially, worst thing personally. But I learned I didn't need permission, just a good lawyer and a better accountant. She raised her glass. To not asking permission, she said. We drank to that. Marcus turned 8 in March, last month. Daniel threw him a party at his condo, invited the whole family. I wasn't invited, that was fine. I threw Marcus a separate party with his school friends, bowling alley, pizza, cake. He was happy. But when Daniel brought him home that night, Marcus seemed quiet. Did you have fun at Daddy's party? I asked. Yeah, Grandma got me a new bike. That's great. And Daddy told everyone he's getting married. I kept my expression neutral, poured Marcus a glass of milk. To Rebecca, Yeah, this summer, they showed everyone the ring. How do you feel about that? Marcus shrugged. I don't know, is it weird if Daddy gets married again? Not weird. People get married. That's allowed. Are you going to get married again? Maybe someday, not right now. He drank his milk, ate 2 cookies, went upstairs to play. I sat at the kitchen table for a long time. Getting married, this summer. Rebecca's ring probably cost more than my car. I was happy for him. Truly. If he was happy, that was good for Marcus. But something felt off. Daniel made good money. Senior associate salary, decent bonuses, but not buy a summer wedding and new condo money. Not while paying child support and maintaining his lifestyle. I opened my laptop, logged into the trust account. We both had access, joint trustees. I checked it every quarter. Routine. Balance $24,000. I stared at the screen. Last quarter it was $116,000. I refreshed the page, same number. I pulled up the transaction history. Transfer out $92,000. September 15th, 2024. Destination, Daniel Chen personal checking. My hands went cold. I checked the authorization signatures, both required for any withdrawal over $10,000. 2 signatures on file, Daniel Chen and Sarah Chen, my signature, digitally copied from the original trust documents. I called Patricia immediately. He forged your signature, she said. Yes, you're certain? I never authorized this transfer. I didn't even know it happened until right now. Check your email. Look for any verification requests from the bank. I searched, nothing. Spam folder, nothing. He must have used the joint account access to bypass the 2-signature requirement, Patricia said. Some banks allow that if both trustees have digital access. Is that legal? No, but proving it was unauthorized is going to require documentation. Do you have records of the account balance before the transfer? Quarterly statements, I save everything. Good, send them to me, all of them. I need to see the full history. I sent her 12 quarters of statements. Every investment contribution, every dividend, every growth increment. This is theft, she said when she called back. From a minor's trust fund, that's a felony in Connecticut. What do I do? Right now, nothing, not yet. We need to be strategic about this. He stole $92,000 from our son. I know, and we're going to destroy him for it, but if we move too fast, he'll have time to create a defense. I need you to wait. Can you do that? I thought about Marcus. 8 years old, his father just announced his engagement. His father who stole his college fund to pay for a wedding. Yes, I said, I can wait. Good, don't mention this to anyone, not Daniel, not his family. Act normal, let him think you haven't noticed. How long? I'll have a plan by Friday. That was 3 weeks ago. I acted normal, smiled at custody pickups, texted Daniel about Marcus's soccer schedule, confirmed summer camp dates. Daniel suspected nothing. 2 days ago, custody pickup. Wednesday evening, 6:15, Daniel came to the door. Marcus ran to get his overnight bag. Rebecca and I set a date, Daniel said. August 10th, beach wedding, Cape Cod. That's great, congratulations. Marcus is going to be ring bearer if that's okay with you. Of course it's okay, he'll love that. Daniel smiled. Actually smiled. Genuine. Thanks for being cool about this, he said. Marcus ran back with his bag. Daniel grabbed it, turned to go. And left his laptop on my kitchen counter. I watched his car pull away. I walked back inside, looked at the laptop. Still open, screen dark, I pressed the power button. Bank transfer confirmations. Recent transactions, still logged in. Marcus Chen Trust, $92,000. September 15th, 2024. I called Patricia. Before he picks Marcus up next week, I said, you need to see this. Patricia arrived at my house 40 minutes later, 9:30 at night. She came in through the garage like I'd asked. Show me, she said. I opened the laptop, still logged in. The bank transfer page still there, frozen in time like evidence under glass. She photographed everything. Screen, transaction details, account numbers. Then she pulled out her phone and started recording video. The full screen scrolling through the transaction history. This is gold, she said, but we need more. More than a felony theft record? We need pattern, intent, premeditation. She closed the laptop carefully. One transfer could be a mistake, a misunderstanding. We need to show this was deliberate, planned, hidden. How do I get that? You don't, I do, she looked at me. But I need you to keep doing exactly what you've been doing. Act normal. Don't mention the trust fund. Don't mention the money. Give him enough rope. For how long? His wedding is in August. That's 5 months. I need 3. She put the laptop in her bag. I'm keeping this. I'll return it to you tomorrow. You'll text him that he left it here, offer to drop it off. Normal, casual, he'll think you never looked. And then? Then you wait. I'll file a forensic audit request with the bank. That takes time, but it's ironclad. We'll get every transaction, every authorization, every digital fingerprint. By the time we're done, there won't be any room for him to claim it was a misunderstanding. She left the same way she came. Quiet. Careful. I texted Daniel at 10, "Hey, you left your laptop here. Want me to drop it off tomorrow?" He responded immediately, "Oh man, thanks. Yeah, if you could bring it to my office, that would be great. I brought it Thursday afternoon." His office in Stamford, glass building, 12th floor, receptionist who smiled like she'd been hired for her teeth. Daniel came out to meet me, took the laptop. "You're a lifesaver," he said. "I had a client presentation this morning and had to use my phone, nightmare." "No problem." Marcus forgot his math folder too. "It's in my car. I'll grab it." He walked with me to the elevator. "Hey, actually, I wanted to ask you something." My stomach tightened. "What's that?" "Rebecca and I are looking at venues for the reception. We found this place in Chatham, right on the water, but it's expensive, like really expensive." "Okay." I was thinking about asking my dad for help, but you know how he gets about money. Daniel pressed the elevator button. "Do you think that's weird, asking him to help pay for my wedding?" I kept my face neutral. "It's your wedding. If you need help, ask." "Yeah, you're right." The elevator opened. "Thanks for the laptop and the advice." I drove home, pulled into my driveway, sat there for 10 minutes. He'd stolen $92,000 from his son, and now he was asking his father for more money for a wedding reception. I called Patricia. "He just asked me if I thought it was weird to ask his father to help pay for the wedding," I said. "What did you say?" "I said it's his wedding. If he needs help, ask." "Perfect, you're doing great." I heard papers rustling. "The audit request went through this morning. We should have preliminary results in 6 weeks. And then we decide how we want to play this." I went back to work. International division, new contracts, client meetings. I had 3 corporations now, all Fortune 500 companies. My team had grown to 5 junior accountants, all brilliant, all hungry. My boss called me in mid-April. "Corner office, view of the harbor. We're opening a London office," he said. "Tax consulting for European expansion. I want you to run it." "When?" 6 months. You'd relocate for a year, maybe 18 months, then back here as senior partner." He leaned forward. "This is the track, Sarah. This is how you get your name on the letterhead. Can I think about it?" "Of course, but I need an answer by June." June. Daniel's wedding was August 10th. I had time. I met Evelyn for coffee that afternoon, her building, her office. She had 3 new orchids on the windowsill, purple ones that looked almost artificial. "London," she said, "that's incredible. It's complicated. Marcus just turned 8, pulling him out of school away from Daniel. Would Daniel fight you on it?" "I don't know, maybe." She poured more coffee. Cream, no sugar. She always remembered. "Can I tell you what I did when my kids were young and an opportunity came up?" she asked. "Please." I asked myself, what does success look like when they're grown? What do I want them to remember about their mother? She looked out the window. I didn't want them to remember that I played it safe, that I was afraid. I wanted them to see what it looks like to go after what you want, even if it meant less time together. Especially then, because time doesn't mean anything if you're not showing them how to live. She turned back to me. "My daughter runs a hedge fund now. My son builds affordable housing in Brooklyn. My youngest is a surgeon. You think they learned that from watching me play small?" I thought about Marcus, what I wanted him to learn. "You're right," I said. "I'm always right, it's exhausting." She smiled. "But this London thing, that's not the only thing on your mind, is it?" I hesitated. "You can tell me," she said. "Or not, but I've known you 4 years now. I can tell when something's wrong." I told her. Everything. The trust fund, the theft, the forged signature, Patricia's plan, the waiting. Evelyn listened, didn't interrupt. When I finished, she was quiet for a long moment. "How much did he take?" she asked. $92,000. "And the wedding is when?" "August 10th. So he stole from your son to pay for a party." She stood up, walked to the window. "Sarah, I'm going to tell you something, and I need you to hear me. You are being far more patient than I would be. Patricia says we need to be strategic." Patricia is right, but strategy doesn't mean you don't get angry. You're allowed to be furious. I am furious. Good, use it. Fury is fuel. She turned back to me. "But don't let it make you sloppy. Wait until you have everything you need, then burn his world down." I left her office feeling lighter, clearer. Marcus had a soccer game that Saturday, home field, beautiful spring afternoon. Daniel came, brought Rebecca. First time I'd met her in person. She was nice. That was the surprising part. Blonde, yes. Young, yes. But genuinely kind to Marcus. Cheered when he scored, brought orange slices for halftime. After the game, Daniel pulled me aside. Rebecca wants to have Marcus over for dinner next week, like a family dinner, get to know him better before the wedding. That's fine. You're okay with that? Daniel, she's going to be his stepmother. Of course she should spend time with him. He looked relieved. Thanks, I know this is weird. It's not weird, it's life. Rebecca walked over, Marcus's hand in hers. Your son is so sweet, she said. And so good at soccer. Thank you. Daniel's told me so much about you. I'm glad we finally get to meet properly. She smiled, genuine. I hope we can be friends for Marcus's sake. I liked her. That was the worst part. She had no idea her fiancé was a thief. I'd like that, I told her, because what else could I say? Patricia called Tuesday evening. Late, almost 10, I was reviewing contracts for a German automotive company. Preliminary audit results are in, she said. Already, you said 6 weeks. I have friends at the bank, they expedited. I heard her typing. Sarah, this is worse than we thought. My hand stopped moving. How much worse? The $92,000 transfer, that wasn't the first one. What? He's been making smaller withdrawals for 18 months. 5,000 here, 8,000 there. Always just under the amount that would trigger automatic review. He's taken $107,000 total. I couldn't breathe. There's more, Patricia continued. The investment account. Your in-laws were supposed to contribute $5,000 every year on Marcus's birthday. Daniel's been reporting those contributions in the annual statements he sends you. And they never made them, not since the divorce. He fabricated the documentation. So the account should have been worth what? $146,000, between birthday contributions and investment returns. He's stolen everything except the original $50,000 principal, which he legally can't touch without your signature. I set down my pen very carefully. I'm going to destroy him, I said. I know, but we're going to do it right. I'm filing a motion for emergency custody review tomorrow morning. Family court. We'll use the audit results. By Monday, he won't be allowed unsupervised visits until this is resolved. Will that work? His lawyer will fight it. But fraud from a minor's trust fund. She paused. Yeah, it'll work. What do I tell Marcus? Nothing yet, let me handle the legal part first. Once the custody order is in place, we'll figure out how to talk to him. I hung up, sat in my office, the contracts in front of me blurred. $107,000, 18 months of theft, fabricated birthday contributions. I opened my laptop, started a new document, titled it Timeline. I wrote down everything. Every withdrawal, every fake contribution, every lie. Every time Daniel had looked me in the eye and said he wanted what was best for Marcus. I worked until 3 in the morning. Friday afternoon, Daniel texted, Marcus loved dinner with Rebecca, she's really good with him. I responded, that's great, I'm glad they're bonding. What I thought was, you have no idea what's coming. Patricia filed the emergency motion Monday morning. Family court, New Haven, I didn't go. She went alone with 3 bankers' boxes of documentation. She called at 4, we got it. Emergency custody review hearing Friday at 9, full accounting of the trust fund required, he's been served. How did he react? I wasn't there for service, but his lawyer called me 20 minutes ago. I heard her smile through the phone. She sounded shaken. Good. Sarah, listen. The next few days are going to be hard. He's going to call you, text you, try to explain, do not engage, forward everything to me. Understand? I understand. Daniel called that night. 6 times, I didn't answer. He texted, we need to talk, please. I forwarded it to Patricia. He texted again, I can explain everything, it's not what it looks like. Forwarded, again, please don't do this. Think about Marcus. I stared at that one for a long time, then I forwarded it. Wednesday morning, Linda called. First time she'd called me since the divorce. What are you doing? She demanded. I'm sorry? Daniel told me you filed a custody motion. Over money. Sarah, this is insane. This isn't about money. Theft. It's his son's trust fund, he's the father. He has every right to make financial decisions. Not without my signature, that was the agreement. Agreements can be flexible when it comes to family. Not this one. You're doing this to punish him because he's happy, because he moved on. I almost laughed. Linda, he stole over $100,000 from Marcus's education fund. This has nothing to do with him being happy. He made a mistake. 18 months of mistakes. Plural. She was quiet for a moment. If you go through with this, she said, her voice colder now, you'll regret it. You think you're protecting Marcus. You're destroying his relationship with his father. His father did that himself. We'll fight this. Daniel has resources. His father's firm has lawyers who will make your life very difficult. I'm sure they will, but the evidence is pretty clear. Evidence can be interpreted many ways. Not this evidence. I hung up. My hands were shaking. I called Evelyn. His mother just threatened me, I said. Of course she did. What did you expect? I don't know, maybe an apology, maybe some acknowledgement that her son committed a felony. Honey, people like that don't apologize, they protect their own. I heard her moving, a door closing. Are you okay? I don't think so. Come over, right now, I'm making tea. I went, her building, her office. She had the tea ready when I arrived. Real tea, loose leaf, in a pot that probably cost more than my couch. Drink, she said. I drank. Now tell me what you're feeling. Angry, scared, guilty. Guilty about what? Marcus, he loves his father. This is going to hurt him. His father hurt him, you're protecting him. She refilled my cup. There's a difference. I know, but it doesn't feel different right now. It will. Later, when Marcus is 18 and has his college fund intact and knows his mother fought for him. She looked at me directly. You're doing the right thing, it just doesn't feel good yet. When does it feel good? After you win? The hearing was Friday. I wore gray, professional calm. Patricia met me outside the courthouse. His lawyer tried to get a continuance, she said. Judge denied it, we're going in. Daniel was already there, suit tie, he looked tired. Rebecca sat beside him, holding his hand. His lawyer was a woman in her 50s. Expensive suit, careful makeup. She looked at me once, then looked away. The judge was a woman in her 60s, Judge Marion Walsh. She'd been on the family court bench for 20 years. Patricia had researched her. She did not like parents who stole from children. This is an emergency custody review, Judge Walsh said, based on allegations of financial malfeasance. Ms. Reyes, you filed the motion. Present your case. Patricia stood, calm, methodical. She presented the audit results. Transaction history. Forged signatures. Fabricated birthday contributions. Daniel's lawyer tried to interrupt twice. Judge Walsh told her to wait. When Patricia finished, the judge turned to Daniel. Mr. Chen, you took $107,000 from your son's trust fund over 18 months. Is that correct? Daniel looked at his lawyer. She nodded slightly. Your Honor, I can explain, he said. I'm listening. I was going through a difficult time financially. The divorce was expensive. My rent, child support. I intended to pay it back before anyone noticed. You intended to pay back $107,000. Yes, when? I'm getting married in August. My fiancé has a good job. We were planning to repay it after the wedding. After you used the money to pay for the wedding. Some of it, yes. Judge Walsh looked at him for a long moment. Mr. Chen, you understand that this trust fund was established for your son's education, not for your wedding, not for your rent, not for your financial difficulties. I know, I made a mistake. You made $107,000 worth of mistakes over 18 months. She looked at Patricia. What are you requesting? Supervised visitation only until full restitution is made, financial transparency requirements, and criminal fraud charges. Daniel's lawyer stood quickly. Your Honor, criminal charges are extreme. My client has offered to repay the full amount. With what money? Judge Walsh asked. He just testified he's financially struggling. His family will help. His family already helped by establishing the trust fund in the first place. The judge looked at Daniel again. Here's what's going to happen. Supervised visitation effective immediately. Full restitution within 90 days, or we proceed to criminal fraud charges. You will provide monthly financial statements to the court and to Ms. Chen. Any further contact with the trust fund will result in immediate arrest. She banged her gavel. We're adjourned. I walked out into the hallway, Patricia beside me. Daniel caught up to us at the elevator. Sarah, please, he said. Can we talk? No, this is going to destroy me, my job, my reputation. Rebecca's family will find out. You should have thought about that before you stole from our son. I was desperate. For 18 months, I made a mistake. You made a choice, repeatedly, for a year and a half. The elevator opened. Patricia and I got in. Daniel put his hand on the door. What about Marcus? What am I supposed to tell him? I looked at him, really looked at him. Tell him the truth, I said. Tell him you stole his college fund to pay for your wedding. See how that goes. The doors closed. Patricia drove me home. We didn't talk much. When we pulled into my driveway, she turned to me. How are you feeling? She asked. Tired. You did good in there, stayed calm. I wanted to scream. I know, but you didn't. That matters. I got out of the car. Stood in my driveway, my house, my space. The house I'd bought with my own money. The house Daniel had never lived in. I went inside, made tea, sat at my kitchen table. My phone buzzed. Text from Evelyn I heard. Are you okay? I responded, I won. She wrote back, I never doubted it. Then come by Monday, I have something to show you. Monday morning, I went to her building. She was waiting in her office, paperwork spread across her desk. Remember when you told me about London? She asked. Yes. I made some calls. She handed me a folder. There's a commercial property available in Kensington, perfect for a consulting office. I have connections with the landlord. Evelyn, I can't afford London real estate. You can if I co-sign the lease, she smiled. Consider it an investment. In you, I opened the folder. Floor plans, lease terms, photographs, a beautiful space with floor-to-ceiling windows. Why would you do this? I asked. Because 20 years ago, someone did it for me. And I said I'd pay it forward when I found someone worth betting on. She touched my hand. You're worth betting on? I had everything I needed. 90 days until Daniel had to pay restitution. A court order protecting Marcus. A London opportunity waiting. And one more thing I had to do. I called Daniel's father. James Chen, the patriarch. The man who'd built the wealth management firm from nothing. Sarah, he answered. I wondered when you'd call. We need to talk about Daniel. I know what happened, Linda told me. And I'm disappointed in both of you. In me, you didn't have to take this to court. We could have resolved it privately. James, your son stole over $100,000 from his child. There's no private resolution for that. He made a mistake. He's under a lot of pressure. So he gets to steal? That's not what I'm saying. Then what are you saying? Silence. I'm saying, he continued finally, that family should protect each other, not destroy each other. I agree, which is why I'm protecting Marcus. By humiliating his father, by holding his father accountable. Sarah, I'm asking you to drop the criminal charges. Let us handle this internally. Daniel will pay back every penny. In 90 days, we'll make it work. And if he doesn't, he will. How? He's financially struggling, remember? That's what he told the judge. More silence. We'll help him, James said quietly, with money that should have gone to Marcus in the first place. Sarah, please, think about what this does to the family. I laughed, actually laughed. The family? You mean the family that told me I worked too much, that I should have stayed home with Marcus, that I was selfish for wanting a career? That's not fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair? I stood up, started pacing. I made partner at 34. I built an international division. I'm being offered London, and your family has spent 10 years telling me I'm a bad mother because I didn't quit to raise Marcus full-time. Nobody said that. Linda said it every Sunday dinner for 3 years. She was trying to help. She was trying to control. There's a difference. I heard him exhale. What do you want, Sarah? I want Marcus's money back, all of it, in 90 days. I want Daniel to understand what he did was wrong. And I want your family to stop acting like I'm the villain here. And if we do all that, then I'll consider not pressing criminal charges. Consider? That's the best offer you're getting. I hung up. My hands were steady this time. I had 62 days until Daniel's deadline. I called my boss, told him I'd take the London position. He was thrilled. I called Marcus's school, set up a meeting with his principal, explained the situation, the potential move. She was understanding. Said Marcus was an excellent student. He'd do well anywhere. I called Patricia. I told Daniel's father I'd consider not pressing charges if they pay back everything in 90 days, I said. Smart, gives them hope, keeps them cooperative. And if they don't pay, then we proceed and we win. I picked Marcus up from school that afternoon. He was quiet in the car. Dad called me last night, he said. My stomach tightened. What did he say? He said he made some mistakes. That he won't be able to see me as much for a while. How do you feel about that? Marcus looked out the window. I don't know, is it because of you? It's because of choices your dad made, grown-up stuff, nothing you did wrong. He said you were mad at him. I am, but that's between your dad and me, not you. Are you going to get back together? No, baby, we're not. He nodded, didn't ask anything else. That night, I sat in his room while he did homework, math problems, division. He was good at it, quick. Mom, he asked, not looking up from his worksheet. Yeah, if we moved somewhere else, would I still see Dad? My heart stopped. What makes you think we're moving? I don't know, just wondering. Would you want to move? He shrugged. Maybe, if it was somewhere cool. I kissed the top of his head. Finish your homework. I had everything I needed. 62 days of evidence, 3 failed tests, and 1 phone call left to make. I want you to remember what I said at the beginning, about whether I went too far. Keep that question in your mind during everything I am about to tell you. Day 62. July 19th. Daniel had 8 days left to pay restitution. I hadn't heard from him in 3 weeks. Radio silence. No texts about Marcus's schedule. No custody pickup attempts. Nothing. Patricia called that morning. He's going to miss the deadline. You're sure? His lawyer filed a motion for extension, citing financial hardship. The judge denied it this morning. I heard papers rustling. Sarah, he doesn't have the money, and his family isn't giving it to him. James said they would. James lied or changed his mind. Either way, Daniel is about to be in criminal violation of a court order. So what happens? Arrest warrant, fraud charges. This goes from family court to criminal court. She paused. Are you ready for that? I looked out my office window. 12th floor, view of the harbor. Ships moving slowly toward open water. Yes, I said. Okay, I'm filing the criminal complaint Friday morning. That gives him until the deadline to come up with the money. If he doesn't, the warrant gets issued Monday. I hung up, checked my calendar. Linda's birthday party was Saturday night, annual event, garden party at their Greenwich house. Daniel would be there, Rebecca would be there, the whole family. I hadn't been invited. I called Linda's assistant. Woman named Margaret who'd worked for her for 20 years. Margaret, this is Sarah Chen. Oh, hello, she sounded surprised. I know I'm not on the guest list for Saturday, but I need to speak with Linda and James about something important. Family business. Could you add me? I'd have to ask Mrs. Chen. Don't ask, just add me. Tell her I'll be there at 7. She's not going to like that. I know, add me anyway. Silence. Okay, Margaret said quietly. But if she asks, I'm saying you insisted. That's accurate. I hung up. Called Patricia back. Change of plans, I said. Don't file Friday. Wait until Monday. Why? Linda's birthday party is Saturday night. I'm going. Sarah, that's not a good idea. It's a great idea. The whole family will be there, witnesses, and I'm tired of waiting. What are you planning to do? Have a conversation. About what happened? About everything. Patricia was quiet for a long moment. If you do this, she said, there's no going back. You understand that? I'm counting on it. Saturday evening, I picked out a dress. Navy blue, simple, expensive. The kind Linda would approve of. I did my makeup carefully, hair up, pearl earrings. Marcus was at a friend's house for a sleepover. I'd arranged that carefully. He didn't need to be anywhere near what was about to happen. I called Evelyn before I left. I'm doing it tonight, I told her. The party? Yes. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything. Call me after, no matter how late. I will. I drove to Greenwich. 40 minutes, light traffic. The sun was setting, sky pink and gold, beautiful evening. The kind of evening Linda lived for. The house was exactly as I remembered. 14 rooms, garden with imported roses, catering staff in white jackets circulating with champagne. I parked on the street, walked up the driveway. Margaret was at the door with a clipboard. Mrs. Chen, she said, just that, her face very neutral. Margaret, she doesn't know you're coming. I know. This is going to be bad. Probably. She stepped aside. Let me in. The party was in full swing. 70 people, maybe 80. Family, friends, business associates, string quartet in the corner, long tables with white tablecloths and elaborate flower arrangements. I saw Daniel first. He was near the bar, talking to his father. Rebecca beside him, wearing pink. She saw me. Her expression shifted, confused. Daniel turned, followed her gaze. He froze. I walked toward them. Calm, slow, people noticed, conversations quieted. Linda appeared from somewhere to my left. Silk dress, pearls. Her face when she saw me was exactly what I expected. Sarah, not a greeting, an accusation. Linda, happy birthday. What are you doing here? I came to talk to Daniel, and to you and James about the trust fund. This is not the place. It's the perfect place. Everyone's here. I looked around. Ashley and her husband near the dessert table. Daniel's uncle, his aunt, cousins I barely knew, all watching now. Linda's voice dropped. You need to leave right now. I'm not leaving. Then I'll have security remove you. You could do that, but I think you want to hear what I have to say first. James walked over, placed his hand on Linda's arm. Let's all calm down. Sarah, perhaps we could talk privately. No, I'm done talking privately. I turned to face the room. More people were watching now. The quartet had stopped playing. Daniel, I said, his name loud enough to carry. You have 8 days to repay $107,000 to Marcus's trust fund. Do you have the money? He looked at his father. Sarah, please, not here. Answer the question, do you have the money? I'm working on it. That's not an answer. Yes or no. Do you have $107,000 to return to our son's education fund by July 27th? Rebecca touched his arm. What is she talking about? Daniel didn't answer her. He didn't tell you. I looked at Rebecca. Your fiancé stole over $100,000 from his 8-year-old son's trust fund to pay for your wedding. Her hand dropped. What? Sarah, stop. Linda stepped forward. This is inappropriate. What's inappropriate is stealing from a child. Daniel made a mistake. We're handling it. By missing the court-ordered deadline, that's handling it? James cleared his throat. We've been in negotiations with our attorneys. We'll have a solution by the deadline. Really? What solution? That's private family business. Marcus is my family. This is his money. I have every right to know. I pulled out my phone, opened my email. I received notice from the court this morning. Daniel's request for extension was denied. The deadline stands. If he doesn't pay by Friday, criminal fraud charges will be filed Monday morning. The silence was different now. Sharp. Ashley moved closer. Criminal charges? Felony theft. From a minor's trust fund. I looked at Daniel. Did you tell everyone that part? That this isn't just a civil matter anymore? Rebecca was staring at him. You said it was a misunderstanding. You said your ex-wife was being unreasonable about paperwork. That's not exactly. Did you take money from your son's trust fund? I borrowed it. I was going to pay it back. When? After the wedding. Her expression changed. Something hardened there. You used our wedding money, she said slowly. You told me your father was helping. You said it was a gift. It was complicated. Did your father give you money for our wedding? Daniel looked at James. James looked away. Oh my God. Rebecca took a step back. You lied to me. Rebecca, please, let me explain. You stole from your child and lied to me about it. Her voice was shaking now. What else did you lie about? Linda tried to intervene. Rebecca, dear, this is all a misunderstanding. Sarah is blowing this out of proportion. $107,000 is not a misunderstanding. Rebecca looked at me. Is that true, all of it? Every word. She pulled her engagement ring off, set it on the nearest table. Just set it there between a champagne glass and a napkin. I need to go, she said. Rebecca, wait. Daniel reached for her. She pulled away, walked toward the door. Fast. Margaret opened it without being asked. Rebecca was gone. Daniel stood there, the ring on the table, everyone staring. Look what you did, Linda hissed at me. Are you happy now? I didn't do anything. Daniel did this 18 months ago when he started stealing. He was desperate. He was selfish. You don't understand what he was going through. The divorce, the pressure, trying to maintain his life. I understand exactly what he was going through. I went through the same divorce. I didn't steal from my child. Ashley spoke up then. Wait, how much did you say he took? $107,000. Over how long? 18 months, small withdrawals under the reporting threshold. She looked at Daniel. You were that methodical about it? He didn't answer. That's not desperation, Ashley continued. That's planning. Thank you, I thought, but didn't say it. Linda turned on Ashley. You're taking her side? I'm taking Marcus's side. He's 8 years old. That was his college fund. We'll pay it back. Will you? Because you have 8 days. James held up his hand. Enough, all of you. This is not the time or place. When is the time? I asked. You've had 90 days. You told me you'd handle it. You haven't. We've been trying to liquidate assets. It takes time. You have 8 days, not time, days. We can get an extension. The judge already denied it. This morning. He blinked. What? Daniel's lawyer filed a motion Thursday. Judge Walsh denied it. The deadline stands. Friday at 5 or criminal charges Monday morning. A woman I didn't know spoke from near the fireplace. Criminal charges for what? Felony fraud, theft from a minor's trust fund, forgery of legal signatures. I looked at Daniel. Should I continue? You forged signatures? The woman looked horrified. Linda grabbed my arm hard. You need to leave now. Or what? You'll have security remove me? Go ahead. I'm sure that won't make this worse. You're destroying this family. Daniel destroyed this family when he stole from his son. He made a mistake. Stop calling it a mistake. Mistakes are one-time, accidents. This was $107,000 over 18 months. That's not a mistake, that's a crime. Evelyn walked in. I hadn't called her, hadn't texted her. But there she was, navy pantsuit, white sneakers, carrying her purse like a weapon. Sorry I'm late, she said to no one in particular. Traffic was terrible. Linda stared at her. Who are you? Evelyn Chen, no relation. She walked to stand beside me. Sarah's friend, also her landlord, also someone who has watched your family treat her like garbage for a decade. This is a private party, which just became very public when you started shouting about family business in front of 80 witnesses. Evelyn looked around the room. Anyone here want to pretend they didn't just hear everything? Silence. That's what I thought. She turned to me. You okay? I'm fine. Good. Keep going. I looked at James. I need an answer. Can you pay the $107,000 by Friday? He hesitated. It's a simple question, yes or no. We can pay $70,000 by Friday, the rest within 60 days. That's not what the court order says. We need more time. Then Daniel goes to jail Monday. Linda made a sound, not a word, just a sound. Ashley spoke again. Dad, you have $70,000 liquid. We're liquidating some investments. Which investments? That's not your concern. It is if you're pulling from the estate, grandmother's estate. James didn't answer. Oh my God, you're taking from the estate to cover Daniel's theft. We're managing family assets, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, except Paul already robbed an 8-year-old. I looked at Ashley, really looked at her. She was on my side. Genuinely, that surprised me. Do you know what he spent it on? I asked the room. The first $30,000 went to the deposit on his condo. The next $20,000 covered his lease on a new car, Mercedes, because he needed to maintain appearances. The rest, wedding planning, venue deposits, catering, flowers. I pulled out my phone again, showed the screen, bank statements, highlighted transactions. I have receipts. Daniel's face changed, something broke there. How did you get those? He demanded. Court-ordered forensic audit. The bank provided everything, every transaction. Every vendor. Every lie you told me about where the money went. That's private financial information, not when it's evidence of a crime. A man near the bar spoke up. Older, gray hair, I didn't know him. James, is this true? James looked at him. Arthur, this is family business. I'm your business partner. If you're liquidating assets to cover $100,000, that affects the firm. We're handling it. By letting your son steal from his child and covering it up. Arthur set down his drink. I think we need to have a conversation on Monday in the office. James's expression went very still. Linda tried to redirect. Everyone, please, this is a birthday party. Can we just— No, I cut her off. We can't just move past this, because here's what happens next. If Daniel doesn't pay by Friday, I'm filing criminal charges. He'll be arrested, processed. It'll be public record. Every newspaper in Connecticut will run the story. Wealthy family, trust fund theft, fraud. His career is over, his reputation is over, and everyone in this room will be associated with it. You're threatening us, Linda whispered. I'm telling you consequences, there's a difference. Evelyn touched my elbow. You should show them the other thing. I looked at her. She nodded. I pulled out a folder from my purse, held it up. This is a lawsuit, civil, for full restitution plus damages plus legal fees. It names Daniel as primary defendant. But it also names James and Linda as co-defendants. For knowing about the theft and failing to report it, for attempting to conceal evidence, for obstruction. You can't sue us, James said. Patricia Reyes seems to think I can. She filed it yesterday. You'll be served Monday morning. Same day the criminal charges go through. The room was completely silent now. Ashley broke it. Dad, you knew? We were trying to protect the family. You were trying to protect Daniel, at Marcus's expense. I thought we could resolve it quietly. It's been 90 days. These things take time. No, Ashley's voice was sharp. What takes time is admitting your son is a thief. What takes time is accepting that you raised someone who would steal from his own child. Linda turned on her. How dare you, how dare I what? Tell the truth? Someone needs to. I watched this happening, the family fracturing in real time. Daniel finally spoke. I'll pay it back, all of it. I just need more time. You had 90 days. I need 60 more. No, Sarah, please. You stole from our son, you lied about it, you forged my signature, you fabricated financial documents, you used Marcus's money to fund a wedding to a woman you've been lying to since the beginning. I took a breath. And now you want more time? I made mistakes, you made choices. Every single transfer was a choice. Every lie was a choice. Every fake birthday contribution statement was a choice. I stepped closer to him. You had 18 months to choose differently. You didn't, so now I'm choosing. What does that mean? It means the deadline stands. It means if you don't have $107,000 in the trust account by Friday at 5, I'm pressing charges. Full criminal prosecution. No deals, no extensions, no family negotiations. James tried one more time. Sarah, be reasonable. I am being reasonable. I'm giving you 8 more days. That's more than reasonable. That's generous. We can't liquidate that much that fast. Then you should have started 90 days ago. Linda's expression changed. I'd seen that look before, pure contempt. You think you're so much better than us, she said, with your career and your principles, but you're just bitter. Bitter that Daniel moved on, bitter that he's happy. I'm not bitter, I'm a mother protecting her child. You're vindictive. Call it whatever you want, but Marcus gets his money back, one way or another. You'll regret this. I regret marrying into this family, but that's about it. Evelyn squeezed my arm. We should go. She was right, I'd said everything I needed to say. I looked at Daniel one more time. 8 days, I said, that's all you get. I turned to leave. Margaret was already at the door. She opened it, didn't look at Linda. Have a good evening, Mrs. Chen, she said to me. Quiet but clear, I walked out, Evelyn beside me. Behind us, the party was silent, completely silent. We got to my car. I was shaking, full body shaking. Get in, Evelyn said. I'll drive. She drove, took us to her building, up to her office, made tea without asking if I wanted any. I sat on her couch and cried, not sad crying, relief crying, rage crying, everything all at once. She sat beside me, didn't say anything, just sat there. After a while, I stopped. Drank the tea, it was cold by then. That was brutal, Evelyn said. I know. You okay? I think so. Rebecca leaving was perfect. You didn't plan that, did you? No. That was her choice. Smart woman, she'll be fine. I feel bad for her. Don't, she dodged a bullet. Evelyn refilled my cup, hot this time. What happens now? I wait 8 days, then we'll see. And if they don't pay, then Daniel goes to jail and I sue them for everything. You really will, won't you? Yes, she smiled. Good. I stayed there until midnight, then drove home. Marcus was still at his sleepover. The house was quiet. I checked my phone, 17 missed calls. Texts from numbers I didn't recognize, 3 voicemails from James. I deleted them all without listening. Patricia called Sunday morning. I heard, she said, news travels fast. Linda called my office last night, left a message calling you every name in the book. I'm sure she did. She also said they'll pay the full amount by Wednesday, 3 days early. I sat up. They will? Her exact words were, tell Sarah she wins. I'll have the money in the trust account Wednesday by noon. Do you believe her? I'll believe it when I see the transfer confirmation. But yeah, I think they're going to pay. Why Wednesday? Why not wait until Friday? Because you scared them. The lawsuit, the criminal charges, the public scene, they know you're serious. They're cutting their losses. What about Daniel? What about him? Does he go to jail? Not if they pay by Friday. That was the deal. Full restitution by the deadline, no criminal charges. So he just gets away with it. He lost his fiancée, his family's respect, his reputation, and he'll never be allowed near Marcus's finances again. Patricia paused. That's not nothing. She was right, but it didn't feel like enough. I want supervised visitation to continue, I said. For how long? Until Marcus is 18. Sarah, he stole from his child. He doesn't get unsupervised access back. I'll file the motion. But the judge might not grant it once restitution is made. Try anyway. Okay. Wednesday, 11:45, I was in a meeting with a client. German automotive company, quarterly review, my phone buzzed. Text from Patricia, confirmed. $107,000 deposited to Marcus Chen Trust at 11:39 a.m. We're done. I excused myself from the meeting, walked to the bathroom, locked myself in a stall, and cried again. Different crying this time. Exhausted crying. I called the bank, verified the balance. $157,000. Principal plus restitution plus 18 months of investment returns I'd negotiated separately. It was over. I went back to my meeting, finished the presentation, signed the contract extension. 3 more years, increased rate. My boss congratulated me, asked if I'd thought more about London. I have, I said. I'm taking it. When do I start? January. We'll handle the visa paperwork. Housing allowance. School placement for Marcus if you want to bring him. I do. Then it's settled. Congratulations, Sarah. I called Marcus that night. He was back from his sleepover. How was it? I asked. Good, we stayed up until 2 playing video games. You're going to be exhausted tomorrow. Worth it. He paused. Mom, yeah, is everything okay with you and Dad? It's better now. We worked some things out. Good, I don't like it when you guys fight. I know, baby, me neither. Are we still doing the aquarium this weekend? Absolutely. Saturday morning. Cool. After we hung up, I sat on my couch, my house. Quiet mine, my phone buzzed. Text from Evelyn, did they pay me? Yes. Evelyn, I knew they would. Dinner tomorrow to celebrate me? Yes, I opened my laptop. Looked at the London offer. Read through it again. Salary, housing, benefits. Everything I'd worked for. Everything I'd built while they were busy underestimating me. I thought about Marcus, 8 years old. His trust fund intact, his future secure. I thought about Daniel. Sitting in his condo. Alone now, Rebecca gone, his family knowing what he'd done. I thought about Linda, having to write that check. Having to admit I was right, I opened a new email to my boss. Subject line, London position, acceptance. I typed, I accept the offer. Thank you for this opportunity. I'll begin transition planning immediately. Sent, my phone rang. Ashley, I almost didn't answer, but I did. Sarah, she said, I'm sorry. For what? For not saying something sooner. I knew Daniel was struggling financially. I should have asked questions. It's not your fault. I know, but I could have helped or at least not made things worse. She took a breath. I left Mom's party after you did. I told Dad I thought you were right. He didn't want to hear it. I'm sure he didn't. I also told him I'm resigning as a state executor, effective immediately. That surprised me. Why? Because I don't trust myself or them. I've been skimming too, small amounts. 5,000 here, 8,000 there. I thought no one would notice. I noticed. I know I saw you noticing 2 years ago. You never said anything. It wasn't my place. Still, I'm sorry, I'll be paying it back, all of it, with interest. Okay? I mean it, Sarah, I'm sorry for all of it, for how Mom treated you, for how I didn't stand up for you, for everything. Thank you. Are you really moving to London? How did you know about that? Dad mentioned it. He heard from someone at your firm. Yes. I'm moving January. Good, you deserve it. She paused. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you hate us, the whole family? I thought about that, really thought. No, I said finally. I don't hate you, I just don't need you anymore, there's a difference. She laughed, sad laugh. Yeah, I guess there is. We hung up. I sat there for a long time, then I called Evelyn back. Change of plans, I said. Let's do dinner tonight, I don't want to wait. I'll pick you up in 20 minutes. She did. We went to a restaurant downtown. Small place, exposed brick, wine wall floor to ceiling. The kind of place Linda would have loved. We ordered wine. Good wine. Expensive. To London, Evelyn said, raising her glass, to London. And to not needing anyone's permission. To not needing permission. We drank. You know what I'm most proud of? Evelyn asked. What? You never became like them. You had every reason to, every opportunity, but you didn't. I had good examples. People who showed me different. Like who? Like you, she smiled, set down her glass. Margaret called me yesterday, Linda's assistant. What did she say? She said she's quitting after 20 years, said she can't work for someone who treats people the way Linda treated you Saturday night. She said that? Exact words, she's already got another job lined up. Better pay, better boss, Evelyn leaned forward. You change things, Sarah, more than you know. 6 months later, January. London. The apartment was beautiful. Kensington, 2 bedrooms. Evelyn had co-signed the lease like she'd promised, helped me negotiate the terms. Marcus loved it. His new school was 3 blocks away. International school, good programs. He'd made 2 friends already. Daniel and I had worked out a new custody arrangement. Supervised visits, twice a month, video calls weekly. Patricia had filed the motion. Judge Walsh approved it. Daniel didn't fight it. Rebecca hadn't come back. Last I heard, she'd moved to Boston. New job, new life, I hope she was happy. Linda and James sent Marcus Christmas gifts, expensive ones, a new bike, a tablet, gift cards, no card for me, that was fine. Ashley texted every few weeks, updates about the estate, the family. She'd repaid everything she'd taken, plus interest. Set up a scholarship fund for Marcus. Her idea, not mine, I'd told her that was generous. She'd said it was fair. My London office opened in February. 3 junior consultants hired, 5 clients signed, 6 more in negotiations. My boss called in March, asked if I'd consider staying past the original 18 months. Maybe 2 years total, maybe permanent if things went well. I told him I'd think about it. Evelyn visited in April, stayed a week. Marcus showed her all his favorite spots. The park, the bookstore, the place that made the good hot chocolate. We had dinner one night, just the 2 of us. Marcus was at a friend's house. You look different, she said. Different how? Lighter. Like you're not carrying something heavy anymore. She was right, I felt lighter. I don't talk to them anymore, I said. Daniel's family, except about Marcus's schedule, that's it. How does that feel? Like freedom? She raised her glass to freedom. We drank. Marcus asked me something yesterday, I said. What? He asked if I was happy. What did you tell him? I told him yes, and I meant it. Good, Evelyn smiled. Because you earned it. Marcus turned 9 in March. Daniel sent a birthday card, $500 inside. I put it directly into the trust fund. Didn't mention it to Marcus. The trust fund was at $172,000 now, growing steadily. I checked it monthly. Habit. Sometimes I thought about that Saturday night. Linda's party, the silence after I left, Daniel's face, I didn't regret it, not even a little bit. My mother called in May, first time in 8 months. I heard you're doing well in London, she said. I am, and Marcus likes it. He loves it. Good, that's good. She paused. Sarah, I'm sorry I wasn't more supportive during everything with Daniel. I thought you were being too hard on him. It's okay. It's not, but thank you for saying that. Another pause. Linda called me last week. What did she want? To complain about you. I told her I didn't want to hear it. She hasn't called back. I smiled. Thank you. You're my daughter. I should have said that 2 years ago. We talked for an hour, about London. About Marcus, about my work. When we hung up, I felt something shift, something settle. Patricia emailed in June. Subject line, case closed. The email was short, all custody matters resolved. All financial restitution complete. All legal documentation filed. You're free and clear. Congratulations. I forwarded it to Evelyn. She wrote back, told you so. I looked at Marcus's school photo. 9 years old, smiling, happy. His trust fund secure. His future bright. His mother strong. That was enough, more than enough. Some people in my family still think I went too far, that I should have handled it privately, that I embarrassed them. My mother says I had every right to do what I did, that Linda's family needed to be held accountable. Evelyn says I should have done it sooner. Marcus doesn't know the full story yet. One day I'll tell him, when he's old enough to understand. But for now, he just knows his mom fought for him, protected him, made sure his future was secure. And he knows we're happy, in London, building something new. I don't regret what I did that night, standing up in front of 80 people, saying everything out loud. Watching Daniel's world collapse. He stole from our son. He lied. He forged documents. He thought he could get away with it because I'd always been quiet before. He was wrong, and now he knows it. So here's what I want to know. What would you have done? Would you have confronted them publicly like I did, or would you have handled it differently? Because some people say I should have just taken the money quietly and walked away. Others say I didn't go far enough. I genuinely want to know, what would you have done? I'm going to tell you something I haven't told anyone except Patricia and Evelyn. That wasn't the end. The night of Linda's party, after I left, after Evelyn drove me to her office, after I cried and drank cold tea and drove home, I got an email, 3:47 in the morning. I was still awake, sitting in my kitchen. Couldn't sleep. The email was from Rebecca. Subject line, I need to know everything. I opened it. Sarah, I know we only met once, at Marcus's soccer game, but I need to understand what happened. Daniel told me his version. His family told me theirs. I want to hear yours. Can we meet? Tomorrow, just coffee, please. I wrote back, yes, tell me when and where. We met Sunday afternoon. Coffee shop in Stamford. Quiet place. She was already there when I arrived. She looked different without the pink dress and the smile. Tired, older somehow. Thank you for coming, she said. Of course. We ordered coffee, sat at a corner table, far from other people. I need you to tell me the truth, Rebecca began. All of it, because Daniel says you're lying. His mother says you're exaggerating. But the way you looked at me yesterday, when I asked if it was true, you weren't lying. I wasn't. So tell me everything. I did. I showed her the audit reports on my phone. The transaction history, every withdrawal. Every fake birthday contribution statement, the court orders, the custody modifications, the criminal charges that would be filed if they didn't pay. She read everything. Didn't interrupt, just read. When she finished, she set my phone down. He told me his father was paying for the wedding, she said quietly. He showed me a check, $50,000. He said it was a gift. Where did that money come from? I don't know, I assumed James wrote it. She looked at me. Did he? I doubt it. But I don't know for sure. Daniel also told me he was getting a promotion, senior partner, that's why we could afford the venue in Chatham, the expensive one. Was he getting promoted? I called his office this morning, spoke to his boss, there's no promotion, there never was. I watched her process that, watched her face change. He lied about everything, she whispered. Yes. For how long? I don't know, since he met you, probably. She put her head in her hands. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid, he's a good liar. He fooled me for years. But you figured it out. Only because I'm an accountant, and because I check Marcus's trust fund quarterly. If I didn't, I still wouldn't know. She lifted her head. What happens now to him? If his family pays the restitution by Friday, no criminal charges. If they don't, he gets arrested Monday. And if they do pay, then it's over, legally. But he'll still have supervised visitation with Marcus for the foreseeable future. And I'm moving to London in January, so he'll barely see his son anyway. London? Work opportunity. I accepted it yesterday. She nodded slowly. Good, you should go. Get away from all of this. What about you? What are you going to do? I don't know yet. She twisted her napkin. My parents are going to be devastated. They really liked Daniel. They were so happy I was marrying into a good family. I'm sorry. Don't be. You saved me. She looked at me directly. If you hadn't shown up yesterday, I would have married him. I would have found out eventually, but it would have been so much worse. We sat there for a while, drinking coffee, not talking. Finally, Rebecca spoke again. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you hate him, Daniel? I thought about that, really thought. No, I said. I hate what he did, but I don't hate him. He's Marcus's father. I can't hate him. Even after everything? Even after everything. She smiled, sad smile. You're a better person than I am? I doubt that. We finished our coffee, stood to leave. At the door, Rebecca stopped. Thank you, she said, for telling me the truth, and for showing up yesterday. I know that couldn't have been easy. It wasn't, but it was necessary. I'm glad you did it. We hugged, brief, awkward, but genuine. I never saw her again after that. But 6 months later, when I was in London, I got a Facebook message from her. She'd moved to Boston. New job at a tech company. Met someone new, someone honest. She said she thought about me sometimes. About that Saturday night, about the coffee shop conversation. She said I'd changed her life. I wrote back, you changed yours, I just showed you the door. Wednesday came, the money appeared in Marcus's trust account. 11:39 in the morning, Patricia called to confirm. It's over, she said, but it wasn't, not quite. Thursday morning, I got a call from James. Sarah, we need to talk. About what? About what happens next, with the family, with Daniel. I don't think there's anything to discuss. Please, just meet me, 1 hour, my office, I'll explain everything. I almost said no, but I didn't, I went. His office was exactly what you'd expect. Corner suite, mahogany desk, view of the harbor, pictures of his family on the credenza. Linda, Daniel, Ashley. Grandchildren, no picture of Marcus, I noticed that. Thank you for coming, he said when I arrived. You have 1 hour. I'll make it quick. He gestured to a chair. I sat. I want to apologize. For what specifically? For not believing you, for protecting Daniel when I should have been protecting Marcus, for letting this go on as long as it did. Okay. I mean it, Sarah, I'm sorry, we were wrong, all of us. Is that why you asked me here, to apologize? Partially. He opened a folder on his desk. I also wanted to show you something. He handed me a document, legal paperwork, dense, I read through it, it was a trust modification. For Marcus's account. Removing Daniel as co-trustee, adding Ashley as backup trustee, requiring quarterly audits, requiring both trustees to approve any withdrawal over $5,000. I had our estate attorney draft this, James explained. It protects Marcus, makes sure this never happens again. Why Ashley? Because she's the only one in this family besides you who actually cares about doing the right thing. He paused. She told me what she did, the skimming. She's paying it all back, with interest. And she volunteered to be audited monthly for the next 2 years. I looked at the document again. It was thorough, professional, actually protective. This is good, I admitted. Will you sign it? Yes, but I want Patricia to review it first. Of course, take all the time you need. He leaned back. There's one more thing. What? Daniel's resigning from the firm, effective immediately. That surprised me. Why? Because our clients don't want to work with someone who steals from children. Because our partners don't want to be associated with him. Because I don't want him representing this family anymore. You're firing your own son. I'm holding him accountable. Finally. James looked tired suddenly. Older. He's 36 years old. It's time he learned that actions have consequences. What will he do? I don't know. Find another job, start over. That's his problem now, not mine. We sat in silence for a moment. I'm also revising my will, James continued. Daniel's inheritance is being reduced significantly. That money is going into a secondary trust for Marcus. He'll get it when he turns 25. Daniel can't touch it. How much? $2 million. I blinked. That's generous. It's what Marcus deserves, what he would have gotten anyway if his father wasn't a thief. James straightened some papers on his desk. I'm also setting up a college fund contribution, $20,000 per year until Marcus graduates, guaranteed. Separate from the trust. Why are you telling me this? Because I want you to know we're trying to make this right, to be better. He looked at me. I know we can't undo what happened, but we can try to move forward differently. I took the trust modification document. I'll have Patricia review this. If she approves it, I'll sign. Thank you. I stood to leave. Sarah, James said, one more thing. What? Linda wants to apologize too. She asked me to ask you if you'd be willing to meet with her. No, she's genuinely sorry. I don't care. She spent 10 years telling me I was a bad mother, a bad wife, not good enough for this family, and then she defended her son for stealing from his child. I looked at James directly. I don't need her apology, and I don't want it. Understood. I left. Patricia reviewed the trust modification that afternoon, called me at 6. This is actually really good, she said. Ironclad protections. Ashley as backup makes sense. And the quarterly audit requirement means you'll always know exactly what's happening. So I should sign it? Yes, absolutely. This is better than what we had before. I signed it Friday morning. James had it notarized and filed by noon. The trust fund was secure. Marcus was protected. It was done. Really done this time. Saturday, I took Marcus to the aquarium like I'd promised. He loved it. Spent an hour watching the jellyfish. Asked a million questions about octopuses. Wanted to know if we could get a pet seahorse. No, I said, why not? Because they're ocean animals. They need salt water and special food, and we don't have that set up. We could get it. No, we really couldn't. He pouted for exactly 30 seconds, then saw the penguin exhibit and forgot about seahorses entirely. On the drive home, he asked, Mom, are you happy? Yes, baby, I am. Why? You seem different, like lighter or something. I am lighter. Things were hard for a while. But they're better now. Because of the London thing? Partially, but also because some other hard things got resolved. With Dad? Yeah, with Dad. Is he still mad at you? I don't know, maybe, but it doesn't matter anymore. Marcus thought about that. Okay, as long as you're happy. I am, I promise. He turned up the radio, started singing along to something I didn't recognize. I watched him in the rearview mirror. Happy, carefree, safe, that was what mattered. September. 3 months before London, Ashley called. I wanted to give you an update, she said, about the estate. Okay. I've finished the full audit. Every account, every transaction, every distribution, it's clean now, everything documented, everything accounted for. And what you took, paid back in full with 8% interest. The estate attorney verified it. Good. I also set up that scholarship for Marcus. $25,000, renewable annually for 4 years once he starts college. No restrictions. He can use it for tuition, housing, books, whatever he needs. Ashley, that's incredibly generous. It's the least I can do, she paused. I'm also leaving the estate executor position, installing a professional trustee, someone outside the family, someone who can't be influenced. That's smart. Yeah, I should have done it years ago. Another pause. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you think Marcus will ever forgive us, the family? I don't know. He doesn't really understand what happened yet. He just knows he doesn't see his dad as much. When he's older, when you tell him, do you think he'll understand why we did what we did? I think he'll understand that people make mistakes, and that some people fix them and some people don't. Which category am I in? You're fixing it, that counts for something, she exhaled. Thank you for saying that. It's true. Daniel's not fixing it, you know, he's bitter, angry. Blames everyone except himself. I know, he got a job, smaller firm. Less money, less prestige, he hates it. That's his choice. Mom still defends him, says you ruined his life. I didn't ruin his life, he did that himself. I know, I told her that, she didn't want to hear it. We talked for another 20 minutes about Marcus, about London, about her kids. Before we hung up, she said, I'm glad you're getting out, away from all of this, you deserve better. Thank you. And Sarah, I'm sorry for all of it, I mean that. I know you do. October. Daniel requested a modification to the custody arrangement. He wanted more visitation time, every weekend instead of twice a month, and Wednesday evenings. Patricia filed an objection immediately. The hearing was scheduled for October 22nd. Family court, same judge. Judge Walsh, I wore gray again, professional. Calm, Daniel wore a suit, different suit, cheaper. His new lawyer was young, mid-30s, nervous. Judge Walsh reviewed the motion. Looked at Daniel. Mr. Chen, you're requesting increased visitation. Why? Because I'm Marcus's father, I deserve to see my son more than twice a month. You had unsupervised access before. You violated a court order. You stole from your child's trust fund. I've paid everything back. I've complied with everything the court ordered. I should get my parenting time back. Should you? Yes. Judge Walsh looked at Patricia. What's your client's position? Patricia stood. Supervised visitation should continue until Marcus turns 18. Mr. Chen violated trust in the most fundamental way. Stealing from your child's education fund demonstrates a complete lack of judgment and priorities. I made a mistake. You made $107,000 worth of mistakes over 18 months, Judge Walsh interrupted. That's not a mistake, that's a pattern. I was desperate, you were selfish. There's a difference. She looked at the file. I'm denying the motion. Supervised visitation continues, twice monthly, 2 hours each visit. You can request modification again in 18 months. Your Honor, that's not fair. What's not fair is stealing from your son. What's not fair is lying to everyone who trusted you. What's not fair is asking for more access to a child you already victimized. She banged her gavel. Denied. Next case. Daniel's lawyer tried to say something. Judge Walsh ignored him. We left the courtroom. Daniel followed us into the hallway. Sarah, please, can we talk? No, I'm his father. I deserve to see my son. You should have thought about that before you stole his college fund. I paid it back. After I caught you, after the court ordered it, after your family's reputation was at stake. I stopped walking, turned to face him. You didn't pay it back because you were sorry, you paid it back because you had no choice. That's not true, it is true, and you know it. Patricia touched my arm. We should go. She was right, I walked away, left Daniel standing there. I didn't look back. November, 1 month before London. Evelyn threw me a going-away party, her office building, rooftop, 30 people. Clients, colleagues, friends, she gave a speech, talked about watching me grow over 4 years, about the day we met when I was a junior accountant with a difficult family and big dreams. I knew she was going to be something special, Evelyn said. I just didn't know how special. London is lucky to have her, and I'm lucky to call her my friend. Everyone clapped. Margaret came, Linda's former assistant. She brought a gift, beautiful leather journal. For your London adventures, she said. Thank you, how are you? Good, really good. New job is great. Boss actually appreciates me. I'm glad. Me too, she lowered her voice. Linda called me last week, asked me to come back, offered me more money. What did you say? I said no thank you, some things aren't worth any amount of money. Ashley came too, brought her daughter Emma, 14 now. Smart kid. She wanted to meet you, Ashley explained. I've been telling her about you. Good things, I hope. True things about standing up for yourself, about not letting people make you smaller. Emma shook my hand, formal. My mom says you're brave. Your mom is pretty brave herself. It takes courage to admit when you're wrong and fix it. Ashley's eyes got wet. Thank you. It's true. My boss came, congratulated me again, asked if I was excited. Terrified, I admitted. But excited? That's the right feeling. It means you care. I do. You're going to do great things in London, I know it. Patricia came late, brought champagne, expensive champagne. To new beginnings, she toasted. To new beginnings. And to winning. We did win, didn't we? Completely, absolutely, unequivocally. She smiled. You should be proud. I am? The party lasted until midnight. Good food, good wine, good people. When everyone left, Evelyn and I sat on the roof, just us. Looking at the city lights. I'm going to miss you, she said. I'm going to miss you too. But you're going to be amazing, you know that, right? I hope so. I know so, and when you come back to visit, you have a place to stay, always. Thank you for everything, for the lease, for the advice, for being there when I needed someone. That's what friends do. We sat there for a long time, not talking, just being. December 28th, moving day, the apartment was empty, boxes packed. Furniture sold or donated, just echoes now. Marcus walked through the rooms one more time. Are you sad? I asked. A little, but mostly excited. Me too. Do you think Dad will visit us in London? Maybe, if he wants to. Do you want him to? I want whatever makes you happy. He thought about that. I think I'm okay either way. Is that bad? No, baby, that's honest, and honest is always okay. We locked the door, got in the car, drove to the airport. On the plane, Marcus fell asleep almost immediately, head on my shoulder, breathing steady. I looked out the window, watched America disappear beneath the clouds, thought about everything that had happened. Linda's party, the confrontation, the custody hearing, the trust fund, the lies, the truth, thought about Daniel, alone in his cheap apartment, working a job he hated, seeing his son twice a month. I didn't feel sorry for him, but I didn't feel angry anymore either. I just felt free. London was everything I hoped it would be. The office opened on schedule, 3 consultants hired. Within 6 months, we had 8 clients. Within a year, 15, my boss called in March, asked if I'd consider staying permanently. Make me an offer, I said. He did, senior partner, full equity, leadership role. I accepted. Marcus thrived. His school was excellent. He made friends, learned French, joined the football team. Real football, not American. He video called Daniel twice a month. Sometimes Daniel showed up, sometimes he didn't. Marcus stopped asking why. Ashley visited in June, brought Emma. We spent a week together, museums, theaters, parks. One afternoon, just Ashley and I, coffee shop in Notting Hill, she asked, do you ever regret it, what you did at Mom's party? No, not even a little. Not even a little. Do you think I should? No, I think you did what you had to do. She stirred her coffee. Mom still talks about it, that night. She's still angry. Of course she is. She says you humiliated her. I held her son accountable. If she feels humiliated by that, that's her choice. I told her that she didn't like it. I'm sure she didn't, Ashley smiled. I'm glad you're happy here. You look different, lighter. Everyone keeps saying that. Because it's true. Evelyn visited in September, stayed 2 weeks. Marcus adored her. One evening, wine on my balcony, she asked, do you miss it, America? Sometimes. Mostly I miss the people, you, Patricia, a few others. But not the family. No, not the family. Good, they don't deserve to be missed. Ashley's trying, she's different now. 1 out of how many is not a great average. No, but it's something. She raised her glass, to something being better than nothing. We drank to that. Marcus turned 10 in March. I threw him a party, his friends from school, international kids from 12 different countries. Daniel sent a birthday card. £100 inside. British currency this time. Marcus put it in his savings account himself. I'm going to use it for football camp this summer, he said. That's a good plan. Do you think Dad will come visit? I don't know, baby. Do you want him to? Maybe, I don't know. He looked at me. Is it okay that I don't know? It's completely okay. He hugged me, ran off to play with his friends. I watched him, happy, healthy, safe. That night, after everyone left, I opened my laptop. Checked Marcus's trust account. Habit, balance $234,000. Growing steadily, protected, secure. I closed the laptop, poured myself wine, sat on my balcony, looked at the London skyline, thought about that night, Linda's party, standing in front of 80 people, saying everything out loud, thought about Daniel's face, Linda's anger, Rebecca walking out, thought about the silence after I left. I didn't regret any of it, not one single moment, because Marcus was safe. His future was secure, his trust fund was intact, and I was free, completely, finally, free. My phone buzzed, text from Patricia, just saw the news. Daniel got engaged, different woman. Quick turnaround, I wrote back, good for him. She responded, really me, really, I hope he's happy, and I hope he doesn't steal from her. Patricia, you're a better person than I am. Me, I just don't care anymore. That's different than being better. She sent a laughing emoji. I set down my phone. Finished my wine. Tomorrow I had a client meeting. Major corporation, potential 3-year contract. The kind of deal that would cement my reputation in London. Marcus had football practice, I'd pick him up after. We'd get dinner. Maybe that Thai place he loved. Normal, routine. Good, this was my life now, and it was enough, more than enough. It was everything I'd built, everything I'd fought for, everything I'd protected, and nobody could take it away. Some people still think I went too far that night. That I should have handled it quietly, that I embarrassed them unnecessarily. Others say I didn't go far enough. That Daniel should have gone to jail, that Linda should have faced consequences too. I think I did exactly what needed to be done. I stood up, I spoke truth, I protected my son, I established boundaries, and I walked away. That's all any of us can do. So here's what I want to know. Genuinely, what would you have done? Would you have confronted them publicly like I did? Or handled it differently? Because I've thought about this a lot, and I still think I made the right choice. But I want to know what you think.